If you're scheduling employees at multiple locations, you can schedule them together in one large account. This allows locations to share employees when needed. Or you can schedule each location in a separate account, linking them into a group for invoicing only. Either way, the pricing is the same. If you use linked accounts, you'll have several independent and completely separate accounts billed together. Or if you schedule everyone together in one large account, your locations will all share that large account and be billed as one unit. With a group of linked accounts, the price is combined for savings. We will add the employee count from each of your locations together, and then combine them to give you one low price. Accounts are billed together on one invoice. The accounts are completely independent. Managers and employees cannot see or interact with the other locations. Employees cannot be shared between locations. If you schedule everyone together in one account, you'll get the same low price because we'll be calculating everyone together in one employee count. Managers and employees will have a single login. Managers can schedule independently, but they can see and interact with the other locations. Employees can be shared between locations. If you have employees who are shared between locations, we normally recommend that you keep everyone in one account. If you go to Employees Positions Grid, you can see a list of all of your positions, and you can identify which employees can work which positions. As you can see here in this account, some employees work only Galleria shifts, whereas other employees work only Plaza shifts. But there are employees who work in both locations. Rather than simply have one position called cashier, in this account you'll see a Galleria cashier and a Plaza cashier. Instead of just enabling an employee to work as a cashier, allowing them to be assigned to any location, you can specify the location at which they'll work cashier shifts. Location-specific positions allow you to keep employees separate when you like, or view them all together. All you have to do is check them off, either for just Galleria shifts, just Plaza shifts, or both. When it's time to schedule, you may have different managers creating the schedule for each of your locations. To make this process simple, come over to the Positions dropdown and click Select Group Positions. You can make a group for all of your Galleria positions. Simply check them off and name it Galleria. Now, when you filter your schedule to the group Galleria, you can see Galleria shifts. But if you go back to All Positions, you can see all of the shifts on your schedule. You'll want to create a group for each location to allow viewing each location's shifts together. You could also create position groups for specific jobs, like cashiers. If you ever want to see all of your cashiers across all locations at once, you could group the various different cashier positions from the different locations into one group called cashiers. Now you can easily filter your schedule. You can see just Plaza shifts, just Galleria shifts, or maybe just all cashier shifts. Or, of course, you can always go back to All Positions and see every shift in your account in one place. When it's time to create a new schedule, managers can filter to just their own group. When they go to import a template, they have the option to filter to just their own shifts or to import all shifts. When managers filter to just their own group, any actions they take won't impact the rest of the positions. Everyone can still use a shared template, or you could create separate templates for each manager. Click to import. Because you are filtered to the group Plaza, no other shifts were brought in. There are only Plaza shifts on the schedule. Other managers can import their shifts, and they can also autofill separately. When the Galleria manager clicks to autofill, they have the option to stay with just the Galleria shifts. You can see only the Galleria shifts have been assigned. When the Plaza managers are ready, they could autofill those shifts, or manually schedule them, or do whatever's appropriate for their own department. without impacting other departments. Notice that at the bottom of every schedule, you can click Schedule History. That will give you a timestamp and identify the manager who took each action. It shows whether they were filtered to just their own group or not. This is very handy for keeping track of multiple managers scheduling multiple departments. When a manager is ready to publish the schedule so that their employees can see their new shifts, they'll click Publish. You can publish the whole schedule for one or more weeks at once, or if you prefer, you can click Selected Positions. Under the Selected Positions tab, choose your group, check off the positions you'd like to publish, and click Publish. The Plaza group is published, but the Galleria group is not. The schedule is partially published. The red line means that the schedule is fully published, but purple line means that it's only partially published. When you select a position, it will be shaded in purple to let you know that its shifts are published. You can also see that there is a purple line under each position name to let you know that that position has been published. As you can see here, the Galleria shifts don't have that line. When they're ready, their manager can simply publish those Galleria shifts. And now the whole schedule is published, so it no longer says partially published. And now there's a full red line. When everyone is scheduled in one shared account, your managers can filter views. Another great way to help your managers keep track of their employees is to use our status icons. On the Company Settings page, you can choose to show your employee status icons. And then you can set up your employee status icon labels. Click on the wrench icon. Now you can identify each location with a color. You might pick one color for the Galleria and another for the Plaza. And then, because these are blue and yellow, we might say that green means that you work both locations. Now, if you go to the employee list, there's an unmarked field here for these icons. Luis works only at the Galleria. Katie works at both. Now, each of our employees are identified with a color. We can click on the header row to sort by employee status icon color. Now, when it's time to approve time off, and managers go to the Pending Time Off requests, they can easily identify the employee's color to know whether or not it's one of their employees. In addition, they can use the filter. Luke works only at the Galleria. So when we filter to Galleria, Luke shows up with a Pending Time Off request. But if instead we select Plaza, Luke is not enabled to work at the Plaza. So if a Plaza manager filters to Plaza, they won't see Luke in their list of pending time off requests to approve. Similarly, for trades, when a Plaza manager looks at the Trades Awaiting Approval board, filtered to Plaza, they see requests for Plaza shifts. But if a Galleria manager were to filter this view, they would see only trade requests for Galleria shifts. And of course, they can see the employee's color next to their name, letting them know which location that employee is assigned to. In some cases, you may want to create a group of linked accounts instead of scheduling everyone in one account. If you go to Settings, Create a new linked account, you can create additional accounts which are linked to your existing account for billing purposes. WhenToWork pricing is based on the number of employees in your account. If you spread your employees over several separate smaller accounts, the total price would normally be more than keeping them in one account, unless you create linked accounts. If all of your employees are in a group of linked accounts, even though the linked accounts are totally separate and independent from one another, we'll total your group's employees and use that to set your subscription price, saving you money. To create an additional linked account, enter the name of the person who will serve as the main manager on the account. That might be you, or it might be someone else. When you enter the company name, think about how you want to differentiate these accounts. You'll want to name the accounts so that it's clear which department you're scheduling. Enter the email address of the new account's main manager. Click Create Account, and new sign-in instructions are emailed to the new manager. They'll sign in and set up that new account from scratch. You might also want to go ahead to the Settings Info page and change the name of your existing account to show that it only includes one of your locations or departments. As you can see, now you have an account number and a group number. Your subscription will be under the group number, and all of the different accounts linked into that group will be billed together. If your accounts require separate billing, you won't be able to use our linked account feature. If you started with all of your employees in the one account, and now you're splitting into multiple accounts, we can make that a little faster for you. Take a look at our help video on moving employees and schedules between accounts. Whether you schedule your employees in one large account or divide them into several linked accounts, we'll always offer you one low price at WhenToWork.